Hi there, my name is Inbar. I'm here to share with you today a tip, a three-way kind of practice into the body to release the tension, to release trauma that is held in the body, which over time can really, make us feel very slow, very sluggish, very kind of recoiled and heavy and dense. So we just want to bring in some movement to the body to release this tension. Tension comes from different types of stress, really. In the past 2 years, we've all experienced a real threat to our well-being. The life that we knew changed completely. And then we find ourselves in this kind of new world where we're opening up again to seeing other people and to kind of living again. But our body feels really contracted and small somehow because we shrank it, because we really wanted to avoid contact over the past years because of COVID. So this is an invitation to start moving that tension that was created in the body and just relax a little bit your frame. It's an amazing practice. If it's practiced daily, it really can change your well-being and over time really have an impact, have an effect to how you experience yourself and how you enjoy yourself and how you experience yourself with others. So I invite you to try this daily, basically. So let me start. As I said, it's 3 steps, and I'm just going to very briefly describe them and showcase them, and then you can practice this in your own time, in your own way, really. So those 3 steps are: the first one is just breath. And even as I'm saying this, I'm thinking, oh God, breathing, oh no, because as I think about kind of meditative breath, my body starts to tense up. So that's not what I'm asking you to do. You breathe all the time without any effort. You just breathe in and out. You know that. That's how you live. That's why you're still here. That's how you're watching this video. So I'm not asking you to change anything about your breath, but just bring awareness to your breath. So if you're standing or you're sitting or you're lying down, I recommend doing this first thing in the morning. As you breathe in, send your breath down towards your feet to the ground. So this is a grounding breath. And as you do that, you can imagine and start to feel this breath kind of brushing through your whole self, through your insides and down to the ground. And it can have a kind of a silky, caressing feeling. So we want to enjoy this breath. If this breath feels contracted and you feel the contraction, then let that go. But we want to enjoy the breath. So see if you can find a breath that feels really loving and lovely and soothing, that can sort of go through the mouth and into the chest and down the belly and into the pelvis, down the legs and out through your feet. And even maybe you can play with that same breath as it sort of travels down your spine and down to the feet. So see what feels really lovely for you to explore. So this breath is really a kind of a breath to awaken with. It's a loving breath. And the more you do this breath practice, and you can only do it 3 times in a row, and then increase it over time, but the more you do it, new places in your body start to light up. So it's like this breath has a light wand also quality to it that sort of lights up these places in our body that were contracted and suddenly start to feel really good and open. So that's the invitation of this breath. So that was number 1. Number 2, and you can do that straight after or you can do it separately, but I recommend doing it as a series. So you start with the breath, you do it 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and then you start with the next stage. So the next stage, touch. I love touch. I love touch so much. I think it's the best. So we have these hands, these magical hands, and they are ours, and we can do whatever we want with them on our bodies. So the invitation now is just to awaken your skin with your touch. So you take your hands and you really give yourself a loving kind of rub. You can start with the extremities of your hands, go to the back, go to your neck, your face, your hair. I won't do it now because it will ruin my hairdo. But just really loving touch, and make sure you touch everywhere. Soften your belly and touch every part of you, so don't miss out anything, even your toes. So go all the way down to your feet, touch each of your toes. Don't miss out any part of you. So really awaken the layer of your skin, your back, and your touch can be, as soft or as rough as you like. It's yours to play with. So that's number 2. So that's stage number 2. We had breath, and now we have touch. And parts of our body that have never been touched, try to explore those as well. And then the last part of this kind of mini body awakening, tension release, trauma release is movement. So you've seen me, I've done some movement, but this is really an invitation for you to explore what movement is available for you. And we're not necessarily going to go 100% huge movements. You can, if that feels good, but really following the steps of the breath and the self-touch, and then letting that expression kind of transition towards movement and whatever that movement requires at the moment. So sometimes it will be big shakes and big movements of release, and sometimes it will be much more subtle, just a movement of the head, feeling how the head is on the neck, feeling the connection of the spine from the head to the tailbone, really feeling my spine, moving just my hips, moving just my knees, moving just my ankles, shaking my feet, shaking my legs, shaking my body. So all sorts of movements, and this is really up to you. So that's your expression. What feels like needs to be moving for you. And it could be very tiny and small, and it could be huge. And you can play with that over time and enjoy different kinds of movement. So those were my 3 tips, 3 ways to awaken the body, to release tension, and to kind of free the body from this kind of trauma response that it was held in, this freeze state. As you do this, emotions might come up, and that's part of it. So if there's any emotion that kind of you feel that it's coming through as you do these exercises, it might be something that you've not done for such a long time that brings such a relief to you that it creates an emotional response. And my invitation for you is to really let that come up and through you. So if there's any voice that, any kind of moment of voice that wants to emerge, if there might be tears, it's like of sadness or of joy, it could be many different kind of emotional responses. My invitation is to really let that through you. So part of that freeze response that I'm talking about, this kind of tension in the body, is also not allowing our kind of expression to be part of our daily, be part of our expression. So really suppressing emotions is what creates tension in the body. So the more we allow ourselves to kind of express emotions in a loving way, in a contained way, rather than suppressing them, the more movement can be created, the more kind of the tension relieves itself. And we can then enter a space that feels, a lot more freedom, a lot more joy, and just a lot more kind of excitement about life. So we start to kind of, see each other in different ways when we have the ability to be ourselves. So the invitation is to really go through these 3 steps daily. You can do 5 minutes, you can do 10 minutes or 15 minutes, however long you need, but really do as little as possible in a way. I know that's like, it doesn't really make sense, but if you want this to be a sustainable practice that you can come to every day, start small, start slow. So don't kind of throw yourself into this practice of doing, the most and the best, but really just allow yourself to just try a little bit, and once you find that sensation that feels really good, that was really nice, then you come back to that feeling every time you practice this. So the invitation is to really do almost as little as possible, to be able to find the joy in this practice, to not exhaust yourself, not overwhelm yourself, not overdo. So I really hope this helps. I really hope this is fun. I really hope that creates some movement in your life and more flow, just a little bit more freedom. I'm here if you wanted to ask me any questions, put it in the comment, or you can get in touch. There are ways to contact me and to connect with my work and my world up in the banner of this channel. And I really look forward to hearing from you. How was it for you to do these 3 steps every morning? So enjoy, take care, and good luck.